Hey guys, this is Mike at Next Opportunity Events giving you your final pre-race briefing before this weekend's inaugural Cave Run Lake Marathon. So just going to take a few minutes here and go over some final things that you need to know about the race before we start running on Sunday. So I've got my list down here and we're just going to jump right into it. First thing is an actual change, last minute change to the programming for Saturday night packet pickup. Was notified yesterday that our venue, this seems to be a theme this year unfortunately, our venue was double booked on Saturday until 8 p.m. and I didn't know it. Nobody told me about that until just yesterday. So we're gonna have to move our packet pickup location on Saturday night. So on Saturday night, the packet pickup is going to be in the parking lot at the Daniel Boone National Forest at the Forest Service Ranger Station. So it's just up Highway 81 a few miles. It's actually where we're going to be having our Ranger Station aid station. So look below this video if you're watching on YouTube. There's directions in the video description, as well as the website will be updated with directions for where we're going to be having our Saturday night packet pickup. It's going to be at the Ranger Station, at the Forest Service Ranger Station there on Highway 801 South. It's going to be the same place that we have one of our aid stations. Time frame is the same, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. If you please get there on time. We're really going to pack up at 7 because I've got to get over to the campground and start setting up immediately after 7 o'clock. So Saturday packet pickup is at a new location. It's at the Forest Service Ranger Station, just a few miles up the road from Twin Knobs. So let's talk about what's going on at Twin Knobs on Sunday, race day. Our start-finish line location is no longer at the beach. It is at the West Group Site area. So what you're going to do when you enter Twin Knobs, you're going to follow the road and basically follow the signs for the beach. I'm also going to have some signs out there for that say Cave Run Lake Marathon with arrows pointing which way to go. But as you come into Twin Knobs, follow signs to the beach. The beach is actually closed, so if you try to get to the beach, you're going to run into a gate across the road. Just before you get to that gate, the West Group Site is on your left. There will be signs for it. There will also be my signs out there for the Cave Run Lake Marathon. So follow signs toward the beach and the West Group Site area. When you get to the group site, please park as efficiently as you can so that we can fit everybody in. There's enough parking there, but it's going to be tight. So we need to make sure that we carpool if possible. If you're coming with a friend, please consider carpooling so we have fewer cars there and it's not quite as tight. We are a little bit limited on parking at the West Group area, a problem that we wouldn't have had down at the beach. But please consider carpooling, or if you aren't carpooling but you do know somebody who's coming and you can try to arrive there at the same time, you can even double park, like you parallel park and like double park with each other. That would be helpful as well. So please park the best way you can. Let's not take up too much space. We'll try to have some parking attendants out there while we're at it. And let's talk about the course map and GPS files and navigating the course. So the course has been updated in the last week since we changed our start finish location slightly. It really doesn't impact the distance, but if you haven't looked at the course map in the last week, please go to the website, scroll down to the course section, click on the course map button. That'll bring up the interactive map on caltopo.com. That'll let you really dig in, zoom out, put different overlays on the map. It'll also let you export a GPX file, which I highly recommend everybody do. A lot of us don't want to run with our phones, but really, I think it's a big safety risk not to do it. We do flag the course, we'll flag the route. I'll show you the markings here in just a second, but it is important for you to bring your phone and have that GPX file on a GPS app on your phone just for safety purposes. If you do get lost, you can pull up your phone and see exactly where you are. I recommend the Gaia GPS app. That's Gaia, G-A-I-A. You can go to GaiaGPS.com and get started through their web interface, put the app on your phone. With our course map from Caltopo, you can export the GPX file, put that into an app like Caltopo. You can do all that on your computer and then just pull up your phone, make sure it gets downloaded. And then you'll be in a good situation. If you did get lost, if you did miss a turn or anything like that, you would be able to know where you were. So I highly recommend you guys do that. And also study the course map here over the next couple of days so that you guys are familiar with all the turns. There are some pretty confusing parts just after the Limestone aid station when we get on the Limestone mountain bike trails. Those are great trails. I really enjoy running them. Really flat, runnable. but they are just sort of like these. They run out to the point of the ridge, and then they come back, and then they run out to the point again. They sort of keep doing these little loops. So they're difficult to navigate. They do cross at certain points. So make sure you understand the map. Look at the map, study it, and know where the out and backs are too, because those can be confusing as well. Now let's talk about markings. The main marking that we use is our flags. These are the flags we use. They have the Next Opportunity Events logo on them. If you see like solid pink flags, those are not ours. Any other colored flags in the ground are not ours. These are the only flags that we will use. We will also use pink and white striped ribbons, not solid pink, not solid white, not any other color. Pink and white striped ribbons. I didn't bring any out to the shop here. They're all out in my trailer, so I don't have any to actually show you. But those will be hanging from tree limbs whenever that's appropriate. They mean the same thing, whether you see a flag or a ribbon. Basically what that means is run toward me. One thing I will also say is when you start to see several of these at a time, so you might be running, you just see one of these, that's really a confidence marker to tell you you're still on the right course. But if you run and you start to see 2, 3, 4 of these together, same with ribbons. If you see several of them together, that's a chance to slow down. That's where you need to think, okay, multiple ribbons, multiple flags, something's going on here, something's happening, I need to pay attention. It either means there's a turn or it's a confusing spot that I wanted you to make sure that you paid attention to. Excuse me. The other markings we're going to be using are the pink signs along the course. The text here along the sides just says "Do not remove," so that lets me turn the ribbon or turn the sign any way I need to. So these are the signs that you're going to see at critical turns when you're actually making a turn. I will put these out on the course as well. So keep an eye out for those markings while you're going along. Real quick, let me talk about results. I will have results streaming as you finish. Those results will be on Run Sign Up, so people at home can follow along. It's not going to update as you go through the aid stations. It's really just going to be, has this person finished or not? But once you finish, your results will be on Run Sign Up within a few minutes once the internet syncs. So people at home can just, I'm going to put a button on the Cave Run Lake Marathon website. Whew, mouthful. So that's nextopportunityevents.com/caverunlake. People at home can check that just to see when you finished and what your time was and what your standing was. And then after you finish, you can see your own results on the website as well. So I'll put a link on nextopportunityevents.com/caverunlake for you guys to see that. And please make sure that you review the website for cutoff times of the aid stations. Those will be up there. Remember, cutoff times for everything after the Clack Mountain aid station. There's no official cutoff at the first aid station, Clack Mountain Road. But everything after that, cutoff times mean you've got to be out of that aid station before that cutoff time. If you're not out of the aid station, you are cut off, you cannot proceed, you're going to be a DNF, unfortunately. So please keep an eye on those cutoff times. Move along as quickly as possible to stay ahead of those cutoff times. If you do have to drop at an aid station, either because of injury or you're just exhausted, any other reason, or if you get pulled for time because you missed a cutoff time, remember you may have to wait there for a while. We will arrange to get a ride for you, but remember, if you're not injured or anything, we're going to consider you low priority. We will get you a ride when we can, but you might have to wait. So just be patient if you do. And also, really consider if you're late in the race, you could potentially be waiting a couple of hours, and it's potential that you could get to the finish line faster than I can get you a ride. So just keep that in mind. If you do need to drop, be patient. We'll get you a ride. We want to get you back, but we got to put most of our priority and our attention on the runners who are still out on the course and making sure everybody's safe. If you're safe at an aid station, we're just going to leave you there until we can get you a ride. Okay? Let me talk about aid station procedures and COVID protocols and that sort of thing. First of all, at aid stations, you must check in and you must check out. There will be a volunteer there checking you in, checking you out. However, it is your responsibility, the runner, to get checked in and get checked out. It is not the responsibility of the volunteer. So if you miss checking in and checking out, that could result in a DNF, and that's your responsibility. So when you get to an aid station, do not just blast right through there no matter how fast you're going. Even if you're at the front of the pack and you want to keep on going, you need to stop. Find that volunteer with the checklist. Make sure they check you in and check you out. Even if you plan to run right through the aid station, you need to stop long enough for the volunteer to check you in, check you out. Do not just run right through and shout your bib at the volunteer. That's not gonna fly. So please just take your time at these aid stations, check in, check out. Also, this is just a standard, I think, sanitation practice, but also a big issue now that we're in COVID. Please don't crowd around the aid station tables when you get there. If there's somebody at the aid station table getting their food, step back, wait a little bit. We don't need to crowd the table. Let's just have each person take their turn at the table. While you're at the aid station table, grab what you need, get what you need, step away and eat your food. I was at a race volunteering at an aid station very recently, just within the past week or two, and runners just kept coming up to the table and eating right over the table, like right over all of the food, and it was so gross. So please, while you're at the aid station, get your food, step away from the table, consume it. If you need more, come back to the table when there's nobody else there. Let's try to still, I know we're outside, but let's not crowd around. It makes it very hard on the volunteers when there's a ton of people crowded around the table and everybody's asking for things. When you get to an aid station, again, let's take our time. There's no world records being set here. Everybody gets a finisher medal. So let's take our time at the aid station and let's be sanitary. If your hands are dirty, please wash them. There will be soap and water there at the aid station. There will be hand sanitizer there. Don't just show up and immediately start dipping your hands into the pickle jars or the watermelons. Ask a volunteer to get it for you. The volunteers have gloves. They have clean hands. Wash your hands, sanitize your hands before you start grabbing food. And also, before you start eating stuff, step away from the table. So that's not really COVID stuff. That's just, let's not be gross. And the last, let me remind you about the Clack Mountain Road aid station. That's your first aid station along the course. That is fluids only, water and Sword. That Sword is our electrolyte drink for this race, our sponsor. And so there will be no food at the Clack Mountain aid station. The reason is because that's at mile 5.5-ish, and then the Limestone aid station is just a couple miles past that. And the Limestone aid station will be a full aid station. All the aid stations after that are full aid stations. So lastly, let's talk about COVID. We have no real COVID protocols, like I said, with the aid stations. I still want you to keep your distance. I don't want you to be conscious of how dirty and filthy your hands might be before you start eating, and step away from the table. That's sort of a COVID thing, but also just a basic, let's be clean type thing. We have no other COVID protocols for the race except that our disease prevention and control policy is still in effect, which means I need you to provide proof of full, not partial, vaccination against COVID-19 or a negative viral test within 96 hours. At this race, we're giving everybody 96 hours because this race is on Sunday. I didn't want to take away a weekday from you guys. So today, as you're watching this, it's Friday morning. You could have gotten a test Wednesday, Thursday, anytime today or anytime tomorrow. An at-home test will do, as long as it's a viral test. Antibody tests will not do. This is, again, as I've said many times since we put this policy out, it's something that we had to do, and we did in coordination with the communities where we do our races as a means to not get canceled, because cancellation is a very real risk in Eastern Kentucky this fall. So this is one thing that we're doing to try and keep our business alive and our events alive. So please bring either a printout or just an image on your phone of your vaccination card. Again, we need full vaccination, not one shot, or not partial vaccination, full vaccination. Bring a printout, your actual vaccination card, or just a photo of it on your phone. Same with test results. You can bring like an image of your results on your phone or something printed out. That's fine. We're just going to ask for that. We're not going to store it. We're not going to take it. We're not going to take a picture of it. We just want to see it and make sure we've got that. And then we'll give you your bib. Without that, I cannot give you your race bib, so you won't be timed. You'll be a DNS if you can't provide that on race morning. I will take that on Saturday night, so if you're coming to pack and pick up on Saturday night at the ranger station, you can bring it there, and we'll give you your bib and your shirt on Saturday night as well, as long as you can show your your COVID stuff. So that's all I've got for today. We're gonna go dark on email by the end of today, Friday. So if you need to email us or get in touch with us, do it today. On Saturday, I'm gonna be out marking the course. I will not be able to check email on Saturday or Sunday. That includes Facebook messages. I certainly won't be checking those. So if you need anything, any questions or anything like that, please let us know today. If you're not going to be able to make it to the race, there's really no need at this point to let me know. We're sorry that we're not going to be able to see you because we do want to run with you. But if you're not going to make it, appreciate you letting us know, but we really don't need to know. No need to email us about that because we can't do any transfers or anything like that at this point anyways. So hope that was everything. Check the website for all the questions that you need or email us today if you've got something specific that is not on the website that you need to ask. Otherwise, we'll see you on Saturday night and definitely on Sunday morning.